Hello YouTube and Facebook fans. Hi, this is JJ returning from Paranormal Talks, paranormaltalks.com. We are doing a series of videos on your destiny number, derived from your birth name as shown on your birth certificate. It's not your married name, a nickname, or an adopted name. It is the name, whatever name it was that appeared on your birth certificate. Now, as we go through in life, as we change our name, as we use nicknames, as we take on married names and other types of names, that influences, modifies, and changes our destiny expression. But the baseline is the destiny number that's derived from the name on our birth certificate. So at least we know where, what we have to work with going forward and what other names to use that may help or hinder our soul urge, our personality number, and our destiny number, what we showed up with. This video is on your destiny number 3. Before we get into the 3, I just wanted to mention that paranormaltalks.com, we do have a video store, and we have a bunch of amazing, wonderful speakers on the paranormal and supernatural topics, stuff that will really make your head explode. So please take a look at paranormaltalks.com. So now let's look at your destiny number 3 and how we find that. Now, we already talked about the soul urge number and the personality number. The soul urge number is derived from all the vowels in our name. And that soul urge number describes what satisfies us, what makes us feel safe, and the thing that we go for in life relentlessly. It's something that we got to have. Where the personality number, well, we just show up with that. All the talents, abilities, skills, we just got that. So that's the easy one. And those two numbers together make up our destiny number. Now, the destiny number, that's really unique. It's what's unique about us. Of course, the soul urge number and our personality number add and make our particular destiny number unique, because, you know, there's many of us who have a destiny number of 1 or destiny number of 2 or destiny number of 3, etc. But the soul urge and personality number behind that make it really unique. That is what we use to meet and reach the goals we set for ourselves in life. It's the foundation of ourselves in life. It's what we stand on as we manifest and achieve our goals along our life path. And we did a series of 9 videos on the life path also. And you can see those also on the YouTube channel. They're labeled Life Path. So, destiny number 3. How do we find that? Well, we use the Pythagorean system of numerology. And you can see the numbers 1 through 9 that are assigned to all the letters in the English alphabet. And you can see where the number 1 is assigned to the letters A, J, and S. And then the number 2 is assigned to its letters on all the way through to the number 9. So that's the Pythagorean system. And this is all about the metaphysical sciences and the divination tools. And the one we're talking about for these 9 series of videos, is numerology. Now, there are many different divination tools. There's astrology, graphology, runes, tarot, and many others. But numerology is probably what I consider one of the easier divination tools to use right out of the gate. It's most easy to get and to use very effectively. And by the way, these divination tools have been developed over centuries, all the ones that I mentioned, and they've been tested and found to be very, very accurate. That's why they're still around, because they work and they're accurate. And each culture with each language has the same similar divination tool, and they're used to help us navigate more successfully and happily through life. That's what they're for, because it's hard enough living in life, right? So we need some help. So let me show you the cheat sheet on how to find your destiny number. Here we go. Feel free to pause the video. And you can see here, this is the Pythagorean table of numbers 1 through 9, and it's assigned to each one of its letters. And this person's name, Sharon Lynn Clarkson, you can see where each number is assigned to the letters in her name, and all of these numbers are added up to a single digit. And then the soul urge number, which is all the vowels, and the consonants numbers, which is the personality, all those numbers are all added together, and then those two final numbers are added together. And with Sharon, her final destiny number is 8. But we're talking about destiny number 3 in this video. So each letter, each number has its own element assigned to it. And the number 3 is the element air. It's not fire, it's not water, it's air. So, air is, it's like words and sound and all that. That all floats on the air. It doesn't float through water or earth very well. It floats through the air. That's how we communicate. So destiny number 3, you came here to be inspirational to others and to be creative in terms of ideas. And you can be creative in many different ways, as an artist, as a designer, as an engineer. That's what a number 3 does. But a number 3 is probably most strongest along the lines of communication, and the tool being words, either writing or words. It is an air element. Go figure. And number 3, it's also the number of the spiritual. The Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Those 3 things. The triune. In Hinduism, it's Vishnu, Shiva, and someone else, Brahman. Okay, so this 3 comes up over and over again in the spiritual area. So because of that, your destiny is to be a spiritual type of person, to keep in mind the spirit, to express the spirit in the sense of where I mentioned the destiny of a number 2 is to be the psychic and the intuitive. Well, with the number 3 is to be the clairvoyant. The clairvoyant is the one who sees. That's what clairvoyance means, is clear seeing. Yes, versus clairaudience, which is clear hearing, and clairsentience, which is clearly feeling. Sentience, sensitive. Yep. Okay. So that's what in that destiny number 3. That is what you are here to do. That is your destiny in this lifetime. So also to be entertaining, to develop your ability and just to be entertaining to others, and entertaining in the sense of telling stories. That's what entertainers, really good entertainers do. We all love to have stories told to us. That's why we go to the movies, is a story is told to us in a more complex way, but we love stories. We love that entertainment. Also to learn to be persuasive, convincing, and that's where you come in with your creativity in being like a salesman, where learning to sell anything, be persuasive and influential in selling and convincing people of all types of things. And that's where the spiritual basis comes in, and that's so important, is that spiritual foundation keeps you on track, using your destiny for the benefit of others, not to manipulate, but to benefit. Destiny number 3 is to express joy, laughter, make others laugh, to be funny, to be imaginative. When people are depressed and sad and down in the mouth, using your imagination to think of funny situations really lifts people's hearts and moods. Destiny number 3. That's what you are to do. Lift those, the hearts and moods of others. Express optimism, enthusiasm. It is infectious. Optimism is infectious. Imagination, enthusiasm, it is infectious. And communicating that with that air element, that's what you're here to do. Destiny number 3. And there's more. Oh, yes. To be easygoing, but also observant. Easygoing can be so easygoing that you're shallow and you don't really care about anything, but to be observant so you can insert yourself into social situations to lift the mood or to change a track that a group may be going down in a negative manner, and to lift that mood and to influence and change that direction of conversation or moods in groups, and bring in a sense of humor. When people begin laughing, the entire vibration of a group raises up, and the spirit, the loving spirit, enters and comes in, and that benefits everyone. That good, loving, happy mood. And destiny number 3, you're here to write, speak, sing, to sing these words of optimism, hope, and love, to act and teach. And that's where the teacher and the salesman kind of go together. I mean, if we want to buy something, we may educate ourselves through something we read online about a product, but someone wrote all of that product information to make us feel really good about the product, to influence us to buy that product, as to why it's so good and all the benefits we'll get from that product. Well, that's a destiny number 3. If you're not actually being educated by a salesman on a product, what it does, how it's used, then we're reading about a product. What its benefits are, how it's used. That's a destiny number 3. That's what you're here to do. And that's where the teacher is probably the most core element of a destiny number 3, because the teacher is someone who uses words and concepts and ideas and keeps people focused on the subject at hand. And they use humor and influence and particular ideas and imagination and words to keep people with them, to keep them on track, to keep the group on track as to why everyone's together and why they want to hear about a product or a story. So teacher's probably the most core, because from a teacher you can go in all different directions, which is a salesman, which is an attorney, a lawyer. They use words, they use concept, they use reasoning, they use all this communication. That's a core element of a litigator, of an attorney, of a litigator in particular. There are some lawyers that don't really get into the stand up and talking to groups of people, but overall an attorney does. So attorney, teacher, and just a writer overall. So Destiny 3 is to insert yourself into social situations to entertain, lift, and amuse others, to really stimulate the conversation. And when you stimulate the conversation, you stimulate other people's imaginations to think and consider ideas, other ideas that they may not have considered before. And that's the beauty of a number 3. Destiny number 3 is learning to sell yourself. And when you can sell yourself, you can sell all other types of things. Also learn to be charming and to use your charm to communicate and inspire others. You know, with the number 3, as we go up each one of these numbers, like the number 1 destiny number and a number 2 and a number 3, as we get higher and higher, these destiny numbers, as they increase in value, that destiny is is more and more about other people than about just you. Like the destiny number 1, that is a lot about you. You, though, as a leader and a pioneer in leading groups of people, more so than, say, a number 3, which is to lift and inspire and improve the mood of others. To raise other people's spirits. So as the numbers go up, it's more and more to be in service to other people. Although you do have to develop yourself so you have something to give. As the numbers come up, you are to give more and more of yourself in these various ways. So learning to be a good communicator and conversationalist. And when I say conversationalist, I mean to amuse others and to fire up their imagination, which lifts their mood and inspires them. The number 3 is through ideas to energize other people. That's your destiny, to motivate them, to heal them. I mean, heal their minds. Because the number 3 is an air element, and that's more thought and of the mind, is to motivate, heal people, and uplift them. This sounds like a fun destiny number. I want this destiny number. And also to really express and model the behavior of compassion, joy, happiness, and success, whatever success means to you. It can be material, it can be relationship-wise, whatever that is compassion, joy, and success. And to stimulate excitement. Again, I keep coming back to moods, which is more a water thing around the water signs, but that air can really lift a moodiness in a group of people, in a social situation. And really stirring people up and getting them excited. When you get people excited about something, about a new idea or something that they can be very successful about, they won't be so depressed. I mean, they're distracted from their moodiness or their down in the mouthness. So destiny number 3, to stimulate excitement. Also, to express beauty of all things. Beauty, I mean, wearing the right makeup or the right haircut or grooming yourself in a beautiful way. I mean, you don't have to be all this beautiful, but dressing and conducting yourself in a gracious way, a graceful way, that's a destiny number 3. Also fame. Go ahead and be famous. Number 3 is the number of entertainment. You're here to be entertaining, and that can lead to being famous. So that's okay if that's your thing, if that's where you want to go. And then, as I said, as each number it gets higher and higher, our number 3 is to inspire others to use and express their own abilities and talents. Just encourage them to go for it. That's what a number 3 is. And to really encourage them to fulfill their life purpose and to keep at it, which is the motivation part. So a number 3 destiny has so many talents. Oh my goodness. So many talents that they can get scattered. So that's where we come back to, it's so scattered that they really don't have a specialty in anything. They're kind of a jack of all trades. That would be very easy for them to do because they're they have so much of the curiosity about life around them. They want to explore everything, explore everything through the mind and through ideas, not necessarily jumping on a plane and flying someplace or jumping on a horse and running off someplace. No, it's exploring ideas, concepts, and even different cultures. So with the number 3 is focus yourself and all of these talents you have, and that's where coming together and using the speaking, the writing, the communicating would be really the best core for a destiny number 3 to do. Developing your wit, your humor, which lifts the mood and inspires others, makes others feel more lighthearted and listening to others, and helping people through words, through the communication, however you do that, whether it's singing or acting or writing novels, whatever that is. And go ahead and be on stage. A destiny number 3, be on stage. If there's any one of the destiny numbers that should be on stage, it's probably the number 3. I mean, you can't shut them up. I'm sorry. Sorry if you're a number 3, but even if you can't shut them up, they're probably very delightful to listen to because they tell such great, entertaining stories. So that is a destiny number 3. You have a lot of fun ahead of you and a lot of things to say and tell us and to inspire us towards. So thank you, destiny number 3. This is a series of 9 videos for destiny numbers 1 through 9. And the next destiny number we'll talk about is the 4. But this right now concludes the destiny number 3. So thank you for listening. It's always great if you like and subscribe so we can keep these videos coming to you. Thank you so much for listening. This is JJ. We'll be talking again. Over and out. See ya.